Good, how are you?
I'm good. It's good to finally meet you.
Likewise.
So tell me, how's it going with the yoga teacher training so far?
Oh, it is amazing. It is so awesome. I'm so glad I could find Drishti Beats. And it has helped me so much. I mean, I always wanted to do the yoga teachers training. And when this whole thing happened, I thought I was determined to make something positive out of it, right?
Mhm.
So I had some extra time on my hand. And the online was perfect for with my schedule and everything. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. It is all about alignment in yoga. So my time, my passion, and the opportunity, they were all aligned. So
Oh,
here I
wow.
am, and it has helped me to deepen my understanding of yoga practice, like
Yeah.
not only the nuances of the yoga, but how it has and it can impact your emotional and spiritual journey as well. I have learned and read a lot about this, but when I'm actually doing it, I can definitely see the how it can help. And thanks God, yoga is not all about the poses. There is
No,
so
it's
much
not.
more to yoga.
It's a
That was
very
wonderful
small,
to
it's a
learn.
very small piece, the poses.
Exactly. Yeah. I was diagnosed with the serious lower back problem way back, and then I was told that you don't have a choice, but you have to go for a surgery. And I'm like, no. I need some time to understand. And my mom introduced me to yoga, and I could avoid my surgery easily, And
Wow.
they were like so surprised. He was so sure that I'm going to come back to him in 6 weeks, getting my surgery done. And I'm
Wow.
like, of course, there were some lifestyle changes I made, but I tell you, this is a lifesaver for me. Yoga definitely is.
Wow. What, how's your mom introduced yoga to you?
Yes. My mom back then was like, she was like, no, you got to do this. And she is 77, but boy, she's in pink of her health, and
Oh,
she
bless
introduced
her
not only
heart.
to the yoga poses, but it was like the breathing techniques, how it helps your internal organs and all that kind of stuff. And she just has inspired me to embrace yoga like anything, just to make a lifestyle. But I was more focused on the physical side of it. But
Yes.
lately, I'm more inclined to dive deeper and see, let's explore what
Yeah.
else can be done with this one.
I'm curious about the online aspect of the training. Do you feel that at some point you were maybe like, what did you think about it when you realized it was going to be an online?
I always wanted a online yoga teachers training. Because online classes were available from a long time,
Yeah.
right? They were teaching virtual sessions anyways. So in my mind, how is it different? Like, you are teaching a class full of 50, 60 people, and here you are, it's the same thing training, but even much more in a deeper way. So I was always wondering why we don't have it. And when I got this opportunity, I was really, really thrilled. And what grabbed my attention was I was talking to Laurie, and she said that every week we'll be required to submit our videos after every session. And I'm like, oh, that's okay, we can do that. But when I recorded my first video and when I looked at myself, I'm like, oh my goodness, is this what I want to be sending to them? I can tell, okay, this is not right, this is not right. Now, that's one thing. But the tone of my voice, the choice of my words, that was totally different story. So it forced me to, not only correct myself, the poses, but also in general, how am I coming along? And Laurie and team, they provided such honest and good feedback. But when you see yourself, man, that tells you everything, that these are the things. That was a unique aspect, and I loved it because it forced me to do better. And I hope I continue doing better. I love the way you put it. You have to see the yoga within you. That's so profound. I told Laurie in the beginning, I said, due to my limitations, there are certain poses which I will not even attempt to do it, because, just because I should not be doing it. And does it mean that I cannot take this training? And she goes, there is nothing like that you cannot take the teacher's training. You don't have to do all the asanas. There is always variations available, and if you don't want to do it, you just don't have to do it. But like you said, in our mind, we always think about that Instagram posting, oh, what a perfect downward dog, or So that is totally different than what
Yes.
it should be. But
Uh,
I felt myself getting stronger every day, and I could see the difference just by practicing and practicing.
can I ask you about the music? Did you get a chance to listen to any of the music? What do you feel about the music connection?
When I first learned about yoga with music, I was like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna flow, because I have not done that, before, and I still am a little hesitant to, introduce music. But I love the music selection, and the biggest thing is, like, if there's a lot of chatter in your mind, like, that music just makes me focus on something completely different. And it's a universal language. I love it. And Laurie's shared her music list, like, a couple of days back, and I just could not get over with it. I'm like, why did I not use the music until now? It is so soothing. And it I mean, she was talking that she first listens to the music and then she defines the class. I can totally get it now. Like, how the music is so integral. I love the music, all the music, by Drishti
Yeah,
Beats.
yeah. Because my next question is, did you learn anything about yourself so far throughout the process? I know you're in session 8 and you're 3/4 in.
Absolutely. So as far as the physical benefits goes, like I said, I am feeling more stronger. I'm feeling more. I think I've gotten a lot of confidence that I can do something about myself, and I have embraced my physical limitations. It has taught me to just embrace the physical limitations that I have, right? And on the other side of it, like, yoga is not only, like I said earlier, about how well you are doing your asanas and whatnot. It bleeds into your inner being as well. So now that I understand, it is okay for me to take a step back when I'm not able to do certain asanas. That's fine. I can find a variation, or I can do that. It has helped me to put in practice the same thing in my real life as well. I'm trying to be gentler and kinder to my kids. I'm not yelling them as much as I used to before. And they are, where is the yoga teacher, mom? And I'm like, okay. So, but I'm practicing it. And I realize I just let it go. And then I feel so lighter about it. So I'm the one benefiting the most from it. Like, I feel so much lighter, so much calmer. And it's not easy though. It doesn't
Yeah, it's
stay
not.
with you. It comes and goes, it comes and goes. But at least it's a good start. Like, I've read so much about mindfulness meditation and this and that, but now it all falls into perspective, like what actually it means and how you can do it. It's not only just talk about, but how you can do it.
Yeah,
So I'm really happy that I did this.
I'm so glad. It was so funny. Where's the yoga teacher, mom?
Yes, that's how they talk, kids these days. Where's the yoga teacher, mom? And I'm like, okay, right here.
I got Arti. That's brilliant. So did you notice any changes in sort of your participation in the group, in the weekly calls? Or maybe a participation of your peers?
So when we all started, we all were very quiet, to say, like, we were just waiting, like let's say who else can speak instead of me. But now I think we all are now comfortable with each other and sharing our thoughts. And I would also like to add that, this yoga teachers training, apart from um, the yoga, I have met so much wonderful people, even though we don't interact a whole lot, but I have learned from each one of them. Each one of us has a story,
Of course.
and how we are responding to that story kind of defines you and your next steps. And I learned from the kids. They are way younger than me, but they're when I hear them, I get their perspective and I can use it with my kids.
Yeah.
So wonderful group of people, and I think more and more of us are now getting comfortable talking in front of each other and bearing your deep, like your from a heart to heart conversation, like, okay, these are my struggles and this is what I'm doing, this is what I like. So I think I got a new group of friends. It's so funny, like, I'm always very conscious about my accent. So I'm from India, so I have that Indian touch, and I cannot do anything about it, right? So I was always so worried. I'm like, oh my God, whether they will be able to understand what I'm saying or not, and how it will, come across. Then there was another girl in my class, and she brought up, she said, she is kind of a little concerned about her English and an accent. And I'm like, oh, that's my struggle too. So it was like, oh my, I could totally relate to her right there, but she did just fine. And I'm like, she did so great. I'm sure my, people will follow what I'm talking. So it kind of,
Of course.
their peers are the same. Yeah.
So my always last question is the same. If you could practice yoga anywhere on the planet, where would that be?
As long as I have my yoga mat, I can practice anywhere. It really doesn't matter to me, because what this training and throughout my yoga practice, I have realized you got to shut down your outside chatter and in your inside chatter. And you just don't need a whole lot: your breath, your yoga mat, and yourself. But if, for your question, anywhere I can find a Buddha statue, I'm ready to roll my mat and do my downward dog right there.
So I really appreciate it. And thank you for your
Thank you.
time.
You are so kind with your words, Asaf. Really, really. Such a kind soul.
We reflect in one another. I think that's what happened.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.